Hi, and welcome to the Flavorful Gourmet. Today we're going to make a wonderful pasta dish made with sausage and fresh tomatoes. So first I'm going to go ahead and get my pot heated. So I'm using a very large, like a 2-quart stock pot. And I am just going to go ahead and turn my burner to high. And in my pot, I'm going to add some olive oil. Okay, so I'm just going to drizzle enough olive oil there. It's probably about 3 to 4 tablespoons. Just going to sit my olive oil to the side because I'll be needing that again later. And the first thing I'm going to add to the pot is my onion mixture. So here I have 1 whole large chopped white onion, 1 small shallot, and 2 sprigs of spring onions, or some of you may know that as a green onion. So I've just kind of chopped all of that up, and I'm going to get that right into the olive oil. Give that a quick stir, and they get tossed around in the olive oil there. Again, just make sure your burner's on high. For me, I am using the highest setting, but that's because this is a very large pot, and I have to make sure that my pot is well heated because my pot is a little bit bigger than the burner. So I'm just going to set my spoon to the side there. And next I have 4 cloves of garlic, and I'm going to go ahead and get this into the pot with the onions. I'm going to stir the garlic into the onion there. While the onion and garlic is cooking, I am just going to slice up my sausage. Now here I have roasted garlic and Gruyere cheese, chicken flavored sausage. But if you have like a spicy Italian sausage or your favorite sausage, that also works well. And give the onion and garlic a stir. Every so often, just pay attention to your onion and garlic and just give it a stir, because you don't want that sticking to the bottom of your pot, and you also do not want it to burn. So the onions are becoming translucent, and that's good. What I'm also going to do is just toss these into the pot as I get them sliced. And here I have a small stock pot, and I filled it with water, and I'm going to go ahead and turn that on so it can start boiling. And that's for our pasta. So once that water gets to boiling, we'll be able to get our pasta into the hot water. I'm just going to stir in the first round of sausage with the onions. Now I'll slice the other sausage. Okay, I'm going to rinse my hand. Give your sausage and onion mixture another good stir. Our onion looks good. Now I'm going to toss in some sliced portobello mushrooms. I have 1 package of just sliced portobello mushrooms here that I've washed and chopped already. And here I have about a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, and this is my own blend. What I do is I mix rosemary, parsley, a little bit of chili pepper, some oregano, and dried basil, and that's how I get my Italian blend. So I'm just going to toss that right in. Give this a stir again. Now here I just have some tomato chicken flavor bouillon that I'm going to be using. I'm actually going to use about 3 tablespoons of this. Okay, let's give that another stir. I'm just going to let this cook. I'm going to turn my fire down to low so it can just simmer while I prep the tomatoes. For the tomato prep, I have 6 large red tomatoes that I have rinsed already just to go ahead and prep them so that they're clean. And my blender. Turn the power on. I'm just going to slice my tomatoes in half. This one's extra large, so I'll do a quarter. So I'm just going to blend this down to make a little more room. Slice my remaining tomatoes and add those to the blender. So you can feel free to use jar or canned pasta sauce, but I like it fresh, so I am blending my tomatoes. Okay, so my tomatoes are blended, and those 6 large tomatoes came out to be about, it looks like 7 cups of pureed or crushed tomato. And that's the equivalent of 56 ounces. So if you want to use canned tomatoes, I suggest that you look at your size of the can, and it's roughly probably going to be about 2 to 3 cans of like crushed or diced tomatoes if you prefer it chunky. Okay. So I'm gonna turn my fire back up to medium-high. Give this another stir. And here I'm just going to pour my tomatoes right in. So when you have your tomato in there, just give that a stir. Okay, set my spoon to the side for just a moment there. Now my water is boiling, so I'm going to go ahead and get ready to add my pasta to that boiling water. So I'm going to add just a little bit of salt to my water. I would say that that's maybe half a teaspoon, but I'm just adding that to salt my water a little bit. And here I have 12 ounces of gemelli pasta, but you can use penne or bow tie if you like fettuccine or linguine. Feel free to use whatever your favorite pasta is. But I like this one. This is considered twin pasta. I like it because I feel like it helps the sauce get around the pasta pretty easily. In case you've never tried gemelli, I'm going to show you what one looks like. So it's called twin pasta because it's almost like 2 that are intertwined. But you can see those openings, and I just like for my sauce to get all in there, and it's very delicious. I just poured that whole bag into my salted water. I'm going to set my timer for about 8 minutes. So I'm doing 8 minutes. That should give me nice al dente pasta, but also just double check your package instructions. Okay, so back to my tomato sauce here. Give that a stir. I'm gonna get my measuring cup. And I'm gonna start with adding 1/3 cup of olive oil here to my tomato mixture. And when I check it later on, I can always add more, but 1/3 cup will probably be more than enough. I'm just gonna let this cook for a little bit more. You wanna just give your sauce a good stir so that you stir the olive oil in. Now I'm gonna cover my sauce and let that cook for the duration of while my pasta is boiling. So I'm not gonna touch this for about 6 minutes because that's how much time I have left. I think our pasta is almost done. The timer is just about to go off, so I'm just gonna give it a quick check and a stir. Looks like it's cooking up real nicely. There's our timer. Turn our timer off, turn off our burner, and we also need to check our tomato sauce. So that looks like it's cooking really nicely. I'll get my spoon so I can give it a stir. I'm going to give my tomato sauce a stir, and I'm going to turn that to about medium heat because I don't want that popping all over me as I stir. Now it still looks a little watery, so I'm going to add just a little bit more olive oil. I'm just going to do like 2 spoonfuls here. And stir that in. We'll continue to cook down. It looks like to me that stirred in pretty well. I'm going to just cover my sauce again. I'm going to set my timer for about 5 more minutes. Let my sauce continue to cook. While our sauce continues to cook for the next few minutes, I want to share with you a few of the many health benefits of eating tomato. So tomato is very high in its water content, and tomato is also an excellent source of lycopene. So it's very good for reducing the risk of cancer as well as heart disease. So some used to say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. How about the tomato a day keeps the doctor away? Tomato is also a great source of potassium, vitamin K, folate, as well as vitamin C. So if you didn't know those wonderful things about tomato, now you do. So grab a tomato and enjoy. Let's check our sauce. It's continuing to fry and dry out some of that extra water that's there. So I'm going to turn my fire back up to high. It looks like I accidentally forgot it on low. And I'm going to go ahead and drain my pasta here. I've strained off the pasta. I'll just let you see what that looks like. Now that it's cooked up, you can see that it cooks up pretty large, which is nice because it'll catch a lot of the sauce, just as I was saying. Okay, let's give our tomato sauce a quick stir. looks like our timer is going off. I'm gonna just let this cook for a few more minutes because like I said, I accidentally forgot to turn my fire back up to high. It was on low, so this needs to just cook for another moment or two. Let's check our sauce. This looks wonderful. I'm going to just leave it uncovered and let it continue to cook for about 2 to 3 minutes uncovered. Release some of that extra moisture that's been trapped in there. Now here I would recommend that you take a clean spoon and just give your tomato sauce a taste. And if it's not to your preference, feel free to add more Italian herbs or salt if you like. Now that's just perfect for me. It has the right balance of salt as well as herbs. So I am just gonna let it continue to cook uncovered. I think this sauce looks great. So I'm going to go ahead and plate me up some lunch. I'm going to add a little shredded Italian style cheese to my pasta here. And there we have it. A bowl of fresh pasta with awesome sauce. We finished cooking and we have wonderfully made fresh pasta sauce as well as pasta. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, check out this recipe and more on my website, theflavorfulgourmet.com. Thanks for watching.